Welcome back, trainers, and I've been talking about this for the past two videos, the Boulder Cup that is going to be coming up in the next few days here. Now, there's some questions out there for people asking, how do I get involved? You know, where is this? Is it in my country? It can be. So basically, I'll leave a link in the description, and all the information is here. It's going to be hosted and created basically by the Silk Road, and then it's actually going to be hosted by local leaders. So you're going to have to communicate with them to register for the event. All right. So as far as everything else, it's going to be a team of 6, no duplicates, and it's going to be in the Great League 1500 CP or less, obviously. And you can register and possibly see if there's anything going on in your local area. Now, with that said, since it's going to be revolving around ground, rock, steel, and fighting type Pokemon, I thought I'd cover a few different Pokemon that are not quite in the game yet that would work fantastically just for the heck of it. Okay, so first one up is going to be Garchomp because it is going to be part ground type. Now, if we were able to catch Gibbles or Garbites in the wild and then evolve them at a low enough CP, and they weren't going to be just stuck in raids for you to catch, and then when you evolve them, they're not going to be low enough to get into the Great League. But with all that said, if it was able to make it into that league, let's see how well it would perform. It's going to be a dragon and ground type, so it's going to have to look out for ice. And we're going to be going over Mamoswine as well, because it is the year of the pig, and we may just see that shiny come into the game soon. Max CP 3,962, attack 261, defense 193, and stamina 239. So looking pretty good on that end. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the weaknesses. Dragon Fairy and Ice, going to be 2 times to ice because it is ground and dragon type, right? Resisting electric, fire, poison, and rock. So it's resisting one of the entry types for the tournament, which is going to be the weakest link in that Boulder Cup for sure, because rock types not great against fighting steel or ground, right? So we have Mud Shot. Wow, that's a fairly good quick move, especially for something with attack like that. So looking at 11.7 EPS energy gain, and then Dragon Tail at 8.2, which is not looking so hot. Going into this tournament, you're probably going to more than likely want Mud Shot, and it's going to be gaining energy quite quick. For the charge moves, we have Earthquake, Fire Blast, and Outrage. And then you have Fire Blast to cover those steel types, which wouldn't be a bad option. Say you're going up against a Metagross, although you do have Mud Shot and then Earthquake there, and then Outrage for possibly coverage on, I don't know, fighting types. But yeah, I mean, it's a 2 charge move, Outrage, so it's going to only take 50 energy, so you can knock off Pokemon that have just a little bit of health left before they use their charge move and wipe you out, so you don't have to waste the shield and continuously gain energy for your charge move. You know how it goes. You're just about there, and you basically are going to use your shield so you don't waste all of that time gaining energy, right? So Garchomp would be looking good. It would have things to look out for, like currently a Mamoswine, Lowland Sandslash, and a few others with ice type that can be eligible for this tournament. So with that said, yeah, otherwise, I guess a Steelix with Dragon Tail it would have to look out for, but that's not too big of a threat. So Garchomp, wow, it would be great for this tournament. So there you go. All right, so here we have Mamoswine. I have a feeling this is going to be coming fairly soon into Pokemon Go, and maybe even with a shiny form available. That's just my speculation, though. Mamoswine is going to be an ice and ground type Pokemon. Max CP 3,328, attack 247, defense 146, stamina 242. It's going to be your best offensive ice Pokemon, period, right? Even outperforming Mewtwo with Ice Beam. So it's going to be weak to fighting, fire, grass, steel, and water. So going into this tournament, if you had this, even as a Piloswine, you are going to have quite a few weaknesses to look out for sure. Resisting electric and poison. So you're not resisting anything that people are going to be necessarily bringing to the table for this cup here. Now for the moves, we have Powdered Snow and Mud Slap. Mud Slap, let's see what we have. 8.6 for the energy gain. And 15 for Powdered Snow. Wow. That is outrageous. So you're going to be able to charge up Avalanche and Bulldoze at extreme rates with only 50 energy. I mean, if you wanted, you have Stone Edge as well, but I'm going to probably suggest to you Avalanche for sure, and then Bulldoze. So this is going to be an ice type, very nice. You're going to get Stab out of that. And then 50 energy for Bulldoze. Wow, I mean, come on, that is insane. So It's looking pretty good. If you wanted to go in here, you are going to have a lot of weaknesses to look out for, but you're going to be strong against that Torterra, which may pose a problem. As long as you're carrying a bit of ice or flying type, even a little bit of fire with that Infernape or possibly Hitmonchan with Fire Punch, you should be able to clear those out, as well as they're going to be able to take down this Mamoswine as well, although it's going to be putting off quite a bit of damage with that 15 energy gain with Powdered Snow, and then the Avalanche and Bulldoze being at 50 energy gain, which is going to charge extremely quick. So Mamoswine looking good. I think we should go ahead and look at Piloswine so you can have an idea. All right, so here we have Piloswine. It is going to be the same type, so you're going to have the same weaknesses and resistances. Now let's go ahead and look at the moves. How much do you really want to go into this tournament with this Pokemon? Well, if you wanted a bit of ice coverage, you have this. Or you can go with the Alolan Sandslash as well. So it's going to have Powdered Snow, like the other one. So it's going to have that 15 energy gain for the quick move, which is just great. And if we look at Ice Shards here, it's going to be doing a lot more damage and gaining 10 energy. It's not horrible, but Powdered Snow is looking a lot better for that gain. Then Avalanche and Bulldoze. So we just went over those. Pretty fantastic moveset. You can get walled to some degree. Alright, so here we have Gallade, a Psychic and Fighting type Pokemon. It is going to be sharing the same typing as Medicham. Would it be replacing it if you were entering this tournament and this Pokemon was actually out for you to use? Not really, because Medicham does have Dynamic Punch and also Ice Punch, which is going to be quite valuable for this tournament. But Gallade is still going to have its usability because it does have one specific move that's going to be super effective to several types in this tournament. We're going to take a look at that, as well as resisting fighting type Pokemon itself because it is psychic. It's going to have an attack of 237, defense 195, stamina 169. And let's see what it's weak against. Fairy, Flying, and Ghost, resisting, fighting, and rock. Now, Fairy, not too big of a deal to worry about. The only thing you have to think about is those Donphins entering the tournament with Play Rough. And if it had that, then you have a little something to worry about. But that's okay because it's going to have a move to help you cover that ground type Pokemon. We're going to go over that, as well as the flying types. You might have a Gliscor in there, and so you have to worry about that. Otherwise, ghost types, not a big deal whatsoever. You are going to be resisting two of the types entering the tournament. As far as people using rock moves, I don't think it's going to be too high on the list there, but you still have that resistance. Low kick has a very low damage output, but it's not the best energy gain. But I mean, at least you're going to be super effective to steel and rock type Pokemon, and that should be nice. You're going to get stab out of that as well. Now, if you get stuck in a situation, I mean, this is all hypothetically because it's not even out yet, right? I'm just giving you an idea how well it might perform. Now, if you got stuck up against another fighting type Pokemon other than Medicham, you will be doing super effective damage and taking reduced damage from them as well, because they're going to be hitting you with more than likely fighting type moves and probably some elemental mix-ups within there. So you should be looking pretty good, dealing super effective damage with that confusion, but with low energy gain. For your charge moves, you have Close Combat, Psychic, and then the awesome Leaf Blade, and that is what I was talking about. That will help you counter that Donphin with that grass move there, and or any other Pokemon that you needed to get out of the way. Possibly even a Swampert, which is going to be super weak to grass because it is going to be a water and ground type Pokemon. So this would be fantastic if it was out. And what would you want to go with other than Leaf Blade? Because that's going to be your number one option personally for this tournament. Leaf Blade looks great. So then you probably may want to go with Close Combat. I don't know. It's really up to you. If you want confusion, you go Close Combat. If you went low kick, you'd go Psychic, right? Just for that diverse coverage there. So there you have Gallade. It would be looking fantastic if it was out to enter into this Boulder Cup tournament. And now we have Gastrodon West. So they're pretty good. They're going to be a ground and water type, just like Swampert. So they're going to be very weak to grass. Their attack isn't the highest. They have not the best defense as well, but the stamina is where they're shining at 244. So that looks nice. So as you can see here, only weak to grass and then resisting electric, fire, poison, rock, and steel. So they would be pretty valuable if they were out currently for this cup that we have currently going on. They have Hidden Power and then Mud Slap. Mud Slap is not the best energy gain, but that's okay. It's a ground move, which is going to be super effective to a lot of the things in the tournament. Then you also have Hidden Power. I don't know if you got lucky with a good one, then there you go. All right, so we have Earthquake, Body Slam, and Water Pulse. All right, Water Pulse is only going to take 50 energy, so it's not going to take too long to charge it up, break through their shields, and then hit them and chip away that health. Then you have Body Slam going up against Rock and Steel type Pokemon. This isn't going to be your best option, but and this is something that actually helped me out with my Snorlax in the last tournament. Having Body Slam, it just continuously knocked them out, just chipping away their health and finally just taking them out. This isn't a Snorlax and it does not have Lick, so it's not going to be gaining that much energy, although it's still food for thought. If I did have this Pokemon and it was out and I was entering this tournament and decided to use it, I would probably go with Earthquake and Water Pulse, period. And for its charge move, Mud Slap. There you go. Just look out for grass types. Okay, now we have Probopass. It's going to be a Rock and Steel type, much like Aggron. I'm just covering this because it's so silly. I just want to show you. So, attack 135, defense, it's pretty good, 275, and then stamina is not so great at 155. All right, now this is the horrible part. Wow, it's going to be very weak to fighting because Rock and Steel. Same with ground, Rock and Steel, and then weak to water. So pretty much the available typings that everybody's going to be using, resisting quite a few things here. What do we have to help us resist? The ice, possibly a hazard. The rock is not a hazard at all. But there you go. Resisting quite a few things, but not specifically for this tournament. And for its moves, we have Spark and then Rock Throw. All right, the energy gain at 12.9 for Spark. That's pretty good. And then 7.8 for Rock Throw. That's not good. And then we have Thunderbolt, for whatever reason you may need that. And then you have Rock Slide, 50 energy gain, it's not bad. And then Magnet Bomb, which is going to be very low energy, continuously happening move. Now that would maybe prove valuable for you, but otherwise this thing isn't looking great whatsoever. Just wanted to throw it in. Silly old Probopass looking like Mario over here. Now I'm going to finish it up with the Rampardos. Now, I know all these Pokemon are not out. This is just for fun and giving you an idea of how they might perform and as well as their moves and stats. Now, we all know that the weakest link is going to be Rock for this tournament. Now, why am I even covering this thing? Well, there is a couple reasons why, and we'll go over that right now. First reason being is its attack at 295. All right, so just let that sink in. That attack is quite high. Now, its defense, very low at 109, and stamina at a decent 219. Okay, so yes, it's going to have quite a bit of weaknesses. Fighting grass, ground, steel, water, basically everything except for its own rock type. All right, that it's going to be weak against. That is not looking great. Basically, it's going to have one big target on its back. Come and get me, right? So for its quick moves, we have Zen Headbutt. I mean, so you'd be at least being able to deal super effective damage to fighting types before they just destroy you in a few hits, right? But here we go. This is the fun part. We have Flamethrower. Very crazy move to have. So you would have some steel coverage there. And then you also have Outrage, which can just deal at least neutral damage to rock and ground types. When you go up against steel, it's not going to be very effective. But if you did go up against the steel type, guess what? Hey! Flamethrower time, that's right. So yes, this thing is not going to last quite long at all in the battle. It does have a decent moveset, and I thought it was worth mentioning just for a moment here, just so you can see, because it is pretty neat. There you go, trainers. Some more Gen 4 Pokemon I thought you might like to see that could possibly be entering this Boulder Cup tournament. So who knows when they're going to release those. Mamoswine's still not here, but hey, we could possibly see any one of these coming sometime this month. I'm not saying they are, I'm just saying you never know what they might do. Because currently our most sought after Pokemon are going to be Skorupi, Krogunk, and Bronzor. Possibly Finneon, but I mean, that thing's so rare, I personally don't even care. Once I get it, I get it. Anyways, trainers, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be bringing some more later. I was trying to do tier 4 solos. I was trying, but we have no weather. The weather conditions were sunny, but then I couldn't find any raids that I needed to do, like, I don't know, a ride-on. So, with that said, trainers, thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.